I can feel it coming. It's that time again. It's those old goofy goblins. Welcome to Goofs and Goblins, the tabletop role-playing anthology.
Hello and welcome to the 6th episode of Goofs and Goblins. This marks the finale of our Campfire Tales arc, and thank you all so much for listening this far. We try some funky stuff in this episode. We've got our good friend Gus Alvarez Olson appearing as a guest star, or as I like to say, a Gus star in this episode. He'll be playing the role of the bandit ringleader, Michael Bootlicker Holt, and also voicing a familiar NPC near the end of the episode, so stay tuned for that. It takes a while for us to work him into the episode, but once he's there, we have a lot of fun. Eagle-eyed listeners, or whatever the podcast equivalent of that phrase is, will notice that he may be a bit inebriated. We're going to try to maybe do a guest star once an arc, if we're able to schedule it, but no guarantee on that. But we do like having a guest star. Stay tuned at the end of the episode as well for more information about our next arc, as well as some special things. This episode is going to begin with some vocal exercises from the boys. So, yeah. Sorry, this one actually runs a little long. We had a lot to get through to finish this episode, so please bear with us. They won't always be this long, as you know. Without any further ado, here is the finale of Campfire Tales.
And this one we're going to start off with Batman impressions. Go, all at once.
Why you wanna kill me?
Baby.
Chum?
Where's Michael?
Batman, really a
This isn't a car.
I was born in it.
Hey.
What does everyone want to do?
Well, Sam wants to take a hit of his rag.
I guess we need to start making our way down the switchbacks, towards, Walter Helmet's mansion.
So as the party exited the old mining camp, they found themselves right in the middle of the canyon that Helmet's mansion guarded the entrance to. So everyone make me perception checks at difficulty 2.
Annabelle got a success and a disadvantage.
Sam has a net success. That's it.
Alright, so Sam net succeeded. Annabelle
Succeeded, but
Did
with a
what?
disadvantage.
succeeded with disadvantage.
1 failure and 1 advantage.
So, everyone made some kind of perception check. Did you guys all succeed?
Nope, Matt failed, but he has 1 advantage.
I failed with advantage.
I succeeded.
Okay.
Net 1 succeeded.
Alright, so in the canyon, Huddle noticed that it was very dark. Everyone else noticed, while there were a couple of the lights like they had seen in the tunnels strung up along the walls, they were at such a great distance from each other that even if they were lit up, there would still be great swaths of darkness that people would have to pick their way through in this canyon. Clearly someone was trying to save a few bucks. You what?
I said I wallow through the swaths.
Alright.
I suppose there ain't much need to light a pathway nobody uses anymore.
Wait. You said the horses are there?
Yeah, we're riding them.
Oh, I didn't get to do a reunion with Hell.
Riding through the canyon, Sam thought back to his reunion with Hell when they met up in the tunnel. Oh my, Sam, it's so good to see you.
I feel like I haven't seen you in days. How's it been?
Oh, it has not been pleasant. We were very scared in that other tunnel. Then we heard the sounds of what sounded like someone drowning.
Yeah, that was this dummy over here. And Sam pointed at Huddle, kind of with his, nodded his head towards Huddle. Then Sam gently caressed the bottom of his, what is it, muzzle?
Muzzle, with an M. But no, horses have something different, don't they?
I don't know.
I guess it is a muzzle, according to equine anatomy.
So
His chin groove. His throat latch.
alright, his throat latch, I like it. Sam gently rubs his throat latch and then pulls an apple out of his bag and gives it to Hell. Or gave it to Hell.
Reflecting on this scene, Sam was brought back to the tunnel with a smile on his face. knowing that it might be the last pure moment of bliss that he experiences with hell before the hell that they ride into tonight. Yeah, cool. And there they were back in the dark tunnel with the swaths of darkness in between each unlit lantern. So the whole thing is a big swath of darkness, actually. Just another cost-cutting measure by old Walter Helmet.
What a cheapskate.
If he was so cost-cutting, why'd he make a lantern system that lit up all with one light?
It was a cost-saving measure sold to him by a snake oil salesman in the 1860s. He was told that when they all shared the load like that, that his operating costs would be cut as much as 1/3. Finally, they round the final bend in the canyon, and they could see Walter's mansion sitting in front of them like a dark castle on the ebon canvas of night.
Right then.
Getting out of the canyon and down the switchbacks would be very difficult. If there was anyone inside of the mansion, it would be easy to see them walking across the plains, and they would certainly have to go around his place to get down, and they could see already that there were fences on either side.
Are there bushes around?
Helmet's backyard and the space between his back door and the entrance to the canyon was littered with small bushes and shrubs.
Sam tried to gather up some so he could cover himself.
Canyonero just walks through the house.
I don't see much of an option except to open up the back door and let ourselves through.
Sam began to gather bushes and shrubs to fashion desert camouflage about himself.
Doctor, you really don't need any of that shrubbery. I mean, we're going through a man's house.
I mean, I feel like it's a pretty good disguise.
But we don't need a disguise. We're going through a criminal's house to stop some rampaging bandits from destroying a casino for him.
I suppose you have a point there.
I mean, live your life. Dress yourself up in shrubbery if you want. I'm just saying, the time for stealth is past.
We could always get the insurance papers and just, burn him or something so that he takes a loss on the casino burning.
Oh, that's not a bad idea, but...
Yeah, I like that plan. Let's do that.
I mean, you know your town better than us. If that casino were to go up in flames, what chances are there for the rest of the town to not go along with it?
What does Annabelle know about chances with flames?
Go ahead and roll me chances with flames.
Okay. Now what would that
Actually,
I mean, she knows how her town is laid out, right? She knows...
Yeah, how close is it?
Well, she knows that it's actually kind of segregated from the rest of the other buildings.
Racist.
But a dry, brushy wind might catch.
I do have some brush.
We could always stop the fire with some dynamite.
Some of my doctor's dynamite.
I'm not sure that's how fire or dynamite works.
Wait a second. Wouldn't the insurance companies have a copy of the insurance policy?
Not in 1870.
What we need to find is proof of an insurance policy, and then also proof that Helmet's been in cahoots with these bandits. With those two things together, we can convince the sheriff to move on him. Huddle makes his way down to the back of the mansion.
All right. Huddle picked his way across the small expanse between the back door and the canyon. Coming up on the windows, he could see that some of the lights were on inside, and it looked like there was a small gathering of people in there.
Is there a window to peek through?
Certainly. All of the windows were large and ostentatious. The kind of windows that a vain man would have in his home.
How many windows does Canyonero take up?
You're killing him. If Canyonero stood flush against one of the back windows, you couldn't see the inside of the house at all anymore.
I love that this guy has big, ostentatious windows facing the back of a canyon wall.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, you probably inhaled that shit, too.
Yeah, it went up my nose.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, alcohol in the lungs.
What a scumbag that person was.
One of my least favorite places to get alcohol.
Oh man, it burns.
Huddle went up to a window and poked.
I roll perception to see if I recognize any of these people.
Not perception. There's another skill.
Can I roll memory?
Can I do streetwise then?
Yeah, I'll take streetwise.
Can I do education?
Canny.
How many difficulties?
Dos.
Oh god, it burns.
I got that many.
Okay.
I have
Nice. A success with disadvantage.
a success with 3 disadvantage.
Cool. So you see one of them, and you're certain that you recognize that hat.
That's one bad hat, Harry.
Is that my boy? The guy who owns the what's the general store called? Wong's.
The Wongs?
Wong's General Store? No, it's not Mr. Wong. You know it's not him. It's some fat cat about town. You just can't quite. You know that hat.
Oh my god, it's my hat. Sam looks down at his
campaign took a fucking turn.
Sam looks down at his hands and then looks at the environment around him. Does he think that he's inside the house?
He might, yeah. He starts having an existential crisis because he fucking inhales too much ether in his life.
I like that disadvantage. I'm okay with that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes on 4 dice.
What a player.
Yeah. Too bad it didn't really count for anything.
Yeah,
Who's rolling right now?
that's me.
Okay.
Annabelle looked in through the window next to Sam.
Annabelle, Sam, and Huddle peeked in and saw a lot of fancy people dressed nice. Clearly well-to-do folk. They could see the help walking around, giving out drinks and cheeses and crackers. Some kind of celebration was already in effect.
Where are all
Annabelle
these
recognize
folks
anyone?
from? I thought this was a one-horse town.
Yeah, what are all these well-to-do people here?
Clearly it's not a one-horse town if we have 3 of them here.
Plus, Canyonera is like a town of itself.
Your humor is always appreciated, Doctor, but my point still stands. I thought this town was 1 street long, but all these people look like they're from a big city.
Hey, guys, I'm pretty sure that I'm inside, so, let me see if I could hear what they're saying. Sam listened to see if you could hear what they're saying.
Annabelle starts whispering nonsense into his ear.
He's trying to channel the inside person who he thinks he is.
Okay. Closing his eyes, Sam tried to throw his consciousness across the void of space into the other man's consciousness. He tried with all of his might, and slowly, faintly, a whisper began in his ears.
Hey, it was you all along. You are the mayor of this town. You're the evil bad guy.
Oh god, no! Not me!
Yes, it was you.
Sam opens his eyes with a fright and takes a step back. Guys, I'm sorry. It was me all along. I'm Helmet.
But that's okay. Just go stand next to your horse for a little while and maybe get your breath back.
Sam walks over to Hell and contemplates what he's done to the town.
Anna, do you have any idea who these people are?
Does Annabelle have any idea who these people are?
Annabelle recognizes one of them as the mayor of the town. The rest of them look like out-of-towners.
Well, that's the mayor right there.
And she pointed him out.
Right.
He was a very short man with a mustache. He was finely dressed and had a red-haired woman at his side. His eyes were slightly crossed, and he had a cigar in his mouth.
Seems like an awful risk to have bandits attack the town the same night that a bunch of well-to-dos are here at his mansion. There might be more going on than we know.
It's the perfect alibi.
I mean, yeah, but what happens if the bandits get mighty greedy and then decide to come up here and hold up all of his friends?
Well, apparently you're smarter than bandits, so it doesn't matter that much.
Well, regardless, there's no way we're getting through here undetected.
2 more bullets rang out in the night, and they could hear the stampeding of hooves heading towards the casino.
What kind of... You said that we saw the fences?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of fences were they?
Helmet's mansion was surrounded by cast iron fences, tall and sturdy.
You see Canyonera just chewing away on one of them.
Canyonera had one of them in her muzzle, just gobbling away.
Do these look like fences that, I mean, these fences don't have a gate, or they're too high to jump?
A spry individual could climb about one of these fences and find himself on the other side. No horse other than Canyonero could get across. And it didn't appear that there was a gate, except that... Wait, no, there's one. There's some kind of lock on it.
Right. We need to decide fast. Are we going through the house or through that gate?
Guys, I got it. I got all this doctor's dynamite. Let's go ahead and use this on that lock.
Perhaps we should try picking it first.
I don't know.
Or maybe just a bullet to it instead of a whole dynamite.
Yeah, let's go in order of quietness. We'll pick the lock. If that doesn't work, I'll shoot the lock. If that doesn't work, Sam can blow the lock.
Sounds good to me.
The plan sounded good to God.
I'm not bad at skullduggery. I'll give it a go. And Huddle rushes over there to try and pick the lock.
Alrighty. Arriving at the lock, it was a sophisticated padlock, the likes of which he had seen in other places.
Cool.
An eloquent sentence. And there it was.
What's the difficulty?
He had an idea of how he might start. If he had to rate this lock, he'd call it a 3-star lock.
So, if I've seen a lock like this before, do I have a boost?
Sure.
Cool.
Since it's... Oh, hold on. Catch it in the air.
Okay, we'll just nix that roll. What were you going to say?
Since it's the last session, I'm going to flip one of these. I'm going to flip one of these and upgrade one of those to a red, because we don't ever get to use those. So, the extreme darkness made it a little tough for him to adjust. Even though he was familiar with the lock, he knew this one would be a little tough.
2 successes, 2 advantages. So a net 2 advantages, 1 success, and a despair?
Yep.
Cool.
Cool. So what is the net there?
2 successes, 2 advantages, and a despair.
Oh, okay.
Which counts as it's 1 success. And
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, well, he gets it open.
Maybe he cuts himself real bad opening it?
The whole fence falls down.
As he's opening it, as Huddle crouched down to pick the lock, Canyonero reared up on her front haunches and placed a perfectly precise kick on the lock, shattering it in one fell strike from her hooves. As the lock shattered into a million pieces, several of them caught Huddle on the hand, cutting him open. Take 3 points of wound damage.
Okay then.
If only there were a doctor around to take a look at that.
No time. We've got to get down to the village. And Huddle just kind of hops on his horse, cradling his hand, and puts his heels down to get down to town.
All right. The 3 of them, mounting their horses, headed off down the switchbacks. It was immediately apparent that if someone wasn't invited up these switchbacks, there was no way they'd be getting up them. If you encountered any opposition, these were steep enough to send you tumbling back down towards the town quicker than you could say, "Okay, corral."
So wait, are you saying that the switchbacks are going to take a long time to get down?
No, they're easy to get down.
He's
It's
just
a lot
saying it's
tougher
very
to get up them.
defensible from up high.
Okay.
Yeah, very defensible from up high.
There's a pie in the sky.
Right. We continue down.
All right. Continuing down the switchbacks, it didn't take them long to make it to the casino. They could already hear the commotion inside. If this was typical casino sounds...
Before
go ahead.
we've got to the casino, I'd rather go to Sheriff Mossman first and get him.
Okay.
Right, you go get the sheriff. I'll try to warn the casino goers.
It sounds like they're already there.
Well, then I'll stall them as best I can.
Yeah.
I'll stay with Huddle.
Yeah.
All right. So the two men tore off towards the casino, and Annabelle split off to the left over to Sheriff Mossman's. If anyone could help them, it would be the sheriff. Inside of the casino, it actually did seem like business as usual. Albeit a bit loud.
I try to find Rosie and make my way to her.
Okay. The casino, to Huddle's surprise, was much more difficult to navigate when filled with people. He picked his way up to the bar without too much trouble, but he knew that if anything went down, he wouldn't be moving very quickly through this place.
Sam stays outside to make sure the bandits don't come.
Rosie!
Sam could see the bandits' horses tied up outside. He could tell that it was the bandits' horses because they
were labeled.
It says bandit across the back of it.
Because they all had spoilers.
The license plates.
That's racist.
Because they were the same type of paint horses which riders he had killed earlier that day. A type of horse you didn't see in Baker's Hill very often.
Alright, that's less racist.
So you know the bandits are inside already.
Yeah.
Would Huddle recognize any of the people in the crowd from the wanted posters that they've seen?
Casting an eye about the room with the canny senses that had been afforded this Irishman, he began to notice face after face after face in the crowd here of all the men from the wanted posters. Before long, he could hear the hop, hop, hop of Ed Hopalong Foreman, the horse thief.
Is King Baby here?
We don't speak.
Baby King was a joke.
Sam ran inside in hopes to see King Baby.
Baby King was a
Sam
joke.
saw the King Baby sitting on his bejeweled throne in the middle of the room as a congregation of people were on their knees bowing before him, and a group of other people in robes danced before him.
Adios mio, King Baby.
I feel like we need a McGruff the Crime Dog-esque lecture on what exactly ether is and what it does to people, because we are taking it pretty far.
It's fucking mushrooms, marijuana, acid. It's whatever it needs to be.
Right. Am I up at Rosie?
Huddle sidled on up to Rosie, but she was helping another customer. One that he did recognize. Noting the jagged scar on his right eye, Huddle immediately recognized the man as Michael Bootlicker Holt. Murderer, vagrant, thief, vagabond, desperado, charlatan.
Well, I definitely want to avoid that guy, so,
Well, I mean, all those names could be applied to you, too, so...
I want to try and,
No response. We're not so different, you and I.
I want to try to get, Rosie's attention and, catch her ear somewhere, either... like, not directly next to this dude.
Unfortunately, it's the only spot open on the bar.
I reach into my clothes and I pull out an old telegram that my family sent me. And I look at Rosie and I wave her down. I'm like, Rosie, darling, telegram came for you. I've got it right here. And I try to get her attention.
Okay. Huddle, the illiterate Irishman, pulls out a piece of writing that he would keep on him for some reason, and flags down Rosie with it. Oh, hey there, sugar. A telegram for me, not... typically it's the postman what brings me those.
Oh, I was just passing by and I thought I'd bring it in for you. It's a wee bit loud in here, though. We might want to go somewhere a bit quieter and show it to you. And
now, if that isn't the most ham-fisted come-on I've ever heard. Huddle, if you want a drink, I'd be happy to get you one, but I'm not going to go into a dark room with you so you can try to cop a feel.
Oh, I wouldn't dare, Mrs. But this is quite an important missive for you, and I guess I'm trying to... Can I try to deceive her?
Yeah, go for it, you sleaze.
Oh, what a sleazeball.
That's just me.
Guys, what are Rosie's stats?
You said
she's
she
got
was real
one
strong.
extra brawn.
She's
And one extra
strong
willpower.
And independent, and has a thing for Annabelle's dad.
Yeah, 3 brawn, 3 willpower, and you throw in the stats where you want. Skills.
3 willpower sounds good. And you know what? I'm having fun. Let's upgrade. Here you go. Get Shrek.
Wait, you can see the red one now, right?
Nope, still can't see it.
Another despair.
One, two,
Matt, you are rolling
three.
terribly.
So 2, I guess a net 2 successes and 1 advantage. No, 2 successes, 2 advantages, and a despair.
Oh, so
it
one
wasn't really
success.
a despair. Yeah, it's just 2 failures.
Oh, it's
So
2.
3 successes and 2 failures. So 1 success and 2 advantage.
Okay.
Cool beans. What are you trying to convince her of?
That she needs to see this telegram very urgently and in a quieter place.
Okay, well, and so the first thing that you said didn't work so good on her, and so you say something more deceptive here, and it does work, but the thing that you say is as follows. Huddle, sensing her trying to reject his advances, cooked up a new scheme.
Telegram from Uncle.
All right. You're right, miss. It's not that.
Ladylike?
It's not a telegram. It's. Well, there's a girl that I really like, and I could use your advice on it, but I don't want to try to yell out my problems to you over a loud bar.
Okay, Huddle. It seems I misjudged you, Sugar. I'm sorry, and I can see why you wouldn't want to say that out loud. Let me get this last round of drinks to these people, and I'll meet you somewhere. Where are you gonna be?
Oh, I could just wait in the back room if that's all right.
Yes, that's fine, Sugar.
Is Huddle just spewing blood all over this bar?
Oh my God, Huddle! What happened to your hand?
Oh, don't worry about that. I cut myself shoeing my horse earlier.
Well, that's some mighty horse you must have there. Maybe nearly as mighty as old Annabelle's Canyonero.
Thinking angrily about Canyonero's dinner plate-sized hoof. Huddle says, "Oh, you've got no idea."
Okay. And then Rosie said, "Well, all right, Sugar, I'll meet you there in a minute. Here, take this rag and clean up a little bit. At least bind that wound. Don't want it to get all festered."
All right, thank you then. And he'll hop over to the little back room that bars have, and I guess try to staunch the bleeding.
Cool. Annabelle, at that exact moment, leapt from her horse and burst into the jail room where Sheriff Mossman was leaned up on his chair, as he is wont to do in the evenings.
And she rapidly said, Sheriff Mossman, there's gonna be a vicious attack on the casino tonight, all part of this crazy scheme by Huddle.
Annabelle.
Whoa, now.
You're not there. You don't know what he said.
Huddle St. Patrick is gonna be...
I'm sorry, not Huddle, Helmet. Fuck all these H names, you know.
Oh, man. Okay, Annabelle, an attack on the casino?
It's all part of an insurance fraud scheme.
No, I know. I'm just so sorry that you already heard about it. And he goes for his gun.
Shit. Alright, how close am I to the door?
Annabelle had always been so comfortable in the jailhouse. She would always come right up and put her hands on the desk. It was a little thing between the two of them. He would say that her hands looked just like poppy flowers when she'd place them on the wood.
Okay.
She was within arm's reach of the man.
Well, he's pulled out his gun.
Yep.
Alright, well, she puts her hands up and tries to, lull him into complacency so she can get the drop on him later.
Okay. Oh, God, give me 1 second.
Sheriff Mossman, the gun's hardly necessary. I'm never armed.
Annabelle, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that I have to do this. I was hoping you and your father would have stayed in tonight.
Oh, Papa, he's for sure stayed in.
It would be a shame for both of you to have to suffer for this night. This is going to make our town better. You have to see that.
By having the most wealthy landowner burn down his home and move away?
Yes.
Thus creating a giant wage gap and whatnot, and power vacuum in our town?
When the casino is gone, we can live nice, happy lives again, like we lived before it was here.
Oh, no, I'm all for the casino going, but for this man to profit on everyone else's losses and everyone else losing employment, it's not right.
Annabelle, it's the lesser of two evils. I'd rather him take his profit and leave than stay here and poison our town further.
Oh, yeah, he's also murdered people? How is that justice?
There's a darkness about that man, I admit, but when he's gone, it's no longer our problem.
Exactly. You could help us get rid of him through the law rather than through helping him.
You think I haven't tried that, Annabelle? You know that I tried to uphold the law in that place. It's too much for one man. And after my deputy died, well,
exactly.
It was too much for me.
You're not just one man anymore. It's all of us. And we'll help. I want to roll a charm.
Okay.
What up,
what's the
social
difficulty?
rolls?
Yeah, I got all of
I think it might be one of the only things we roll dice on. Oh, I don't have any more points to throw at you.
Nope.
Get Shrek's. We do, though.
What's his difficulty?
Careful. Careful, as the light grows stronger, the shadows only grow deeper.
I'm guessing it's 2, since he probably doesn't have that much charisma.
2 is fine.
Cherries, man. You're not gonna upgrade one of your dice?
Well, shit.
You
should've.
murdered that charm. He's so fucking charmed. Wait, nope.
No, he's not.
He's not. He's 0 charm. Damn it.
Can I roll one over now to add a boost?
Fine. Since boosts don't do anything anyway.
Yeah, they
Boosto.
don't.
Nope, nothing at all. Double nothing at all.
Fuck these
Feels like
boosts.
I'm wearing.
I would have had to
Nothing
blame the
at all.
size, because that's 3 rolls in a row, though. It's just, oh, there it goes.
Alright, well, he's not charmed. But
Cool.
I've got 2
Double
advantage.
Advantage? Okay.
I'm
so
gonna
as
add
he
that
comes
towards my
to,
next roll.
Was that 2 advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Sure, no problem. He says, Annabelle, I'm sorry. I see this as the solution to this town's problems. While I don't agree with the ethics of it, I think it will do the most good for the people in this town. And that's who I have to look out for first. And he's got the gun, and he comes over to Annabelle and very easily grabs both of her wrists behind her back with a single large paw of his.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he starts to walk her towards a cell. She does perhaps spot a bit of jagged metal, or maybe a quill pen, something on the desk that she could try to swipe before getting taken away.
To like stab him
You
with?
can-
No, it's a
Or
lock
maybe
pick.
to pick her way out.
Sure, that's fine. I'm not great at that kind of stuff, but yeah, I'll try.
Anyway, you've got a boost to it at least.
I've got 2 boost. What am I rolling against? His perception?
Yeah, another 2 purples.
Boost! Hey, they did something. I got 3 advantage.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Boost helps this
It
time.
ain't nothing.
Okay. So you're trying to grab something without being seen?
And I fail.
Okay, so Annabelle quickly rakes her hand across the table trying to grab a small a small iron nail file that the man kept on his desk. She completely botched it, and it slid off the table towards the cell, out of her
Just
reach.
biffed it.
But
Can my
fortunately-
advantage be that he doesn't search me for my gun?
No, he didn't notice, is what happens.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't notice the piece of metal slide towards the cell. Taking Annabelle's gun, he set it back on his table
Whoa,
and
whoa,
put
whoa.
her into
I've
the
got
cell.
it concealed. It is a concealed gun.
Oh, it is concealed. Okay.
Yeah,
Then,
that's like its
yeah.
specialty. It's a pocket pistol.
Okay.
This
okay.
dress
Keep
has
your gun.
pockets.
He doesn't think you to carry a gun anyway.
Okay. I'm not gonna pull it on him while he's here.
Okay.
Uh,
Locking the door on Annabelle's cell, he turned back to her. Annabelle, I'm sorry again. I hope one day you can forgive me, and this town is a better place. Just stay in here tonight. You'll be safe. And tomorrow, everything will be over.
It doesn't matter. The Doc and Huddle are gonna stop him anyways.
The Doc and Huddle are at the casino.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, they're up at the mansion right now, digging for evidence against Helmet.
Good. Because the casino's going to burn down tonight. I hope everyone gets out all right. But I would hate to know that your friends are there.
Oh, it's not just Rosie's at the casino, as is most everyone in town.
I know. Gonna try and get them out of there before the fire starts. Hopefully, this is the last fight I ever have to break up at the Double Dixie.
he's just foreshadowing on his own death.
Yeah. Cool, so we're back in the casino. Huddle in the back room, after a brief time, was joined by Rosie. Hey there, Huddle.
Alright, Rosie, so here's the thing. You know all those ne'er-do-wells out there?
Yeah, the type of people who are in here every night.
Well, the problem is, most of them are on, Helmet's payroll. They're gonna burn down the casino tonight so he can make off with a bunch of insurance money.
What? Burn down the casino? But that's how he makes all his money. How does that make any sense?
He's got an insurance policy on the casino. He stands to gain more money from it burning down than he ever did keeping it open. It's the same way he made his money from the silver mine.
The silver mine? No, but he struck silver and then...
I'm sorry, but no, he didn't.
Okay, and so is that why he shut down so quickly?
Exactly. That, and a miner died.
Someone died in there?
In his sabotage of the mine, one person was killed. A George Lopez.
George Lopez. You mean Ernesto?
I mean, yeah, if you want to use his unpreferred first name over
his Christian name.
Much more preferred angelicized version of his middle name, then yes, I suppose Ernesto.
I believe the phrase is anglicized, but, I'm no schooled woman. Okay, yeah, I knew that boy. He was a nice young boy. He came in here a couple times before they started working there. I just figured he went back home once they shut the mine down.
Unfortunately not.
Wow, okay. And he's gonna burn the place down tonight? But he's up entertaining his new investor. What? New investors? Wait. He's up at his mansion, though. How's he gonna burn it down tonight?
That's what all the bandits are for.
How are they gonna burn an entire place down? I don't understand. Just set fire to it?
I mean, that's all they need to do. This casino's made out of wood like a tinderbox. It'll go up in a flash.
Oh my god, you're right. The slightest spark would just send this place into a blaze.
I've got an idea, though. If we can...
Oh my god, it's like he's been setting up for it for 6 sessions.
Exactly. But if we can cut their horses loose and send them stampeding through the town, that'll attract their attention. Hopefully get them to chase after him, and they'll leave the casino alone.
If we're gonna do that, we're gonna need some time.
Well, the doc's keeping an eye on things right now. He might be able to start cutting the horses loose, and I don't know, in the meantime, we could,
There's at least 20 men in there. We're gonna need some kind of long-term distraction.
What if you offered some drinks on the house? That might keep him busy.
Drinks on the house might do it, but these men have been in here for a while. They're well and truly blitzed. If anything, I'd think they're getting hungry at this point.
Oh, well, what if I ran down to the Southern Gentleman and got Anna's father to give us a hand?
Oh, I mean, you don't... He doesn't want to come down here. I'm sure he's a busy, sleepy man. I don't know if you think you know him well enough to do that.
Rosie, you gotta think real hard now. Would bringing another man into this powdered keg of a situation be the smart play?
No, you're right. You're right.
What if there's still a piano out there, right?
Yeah, it's getting a little repetitive.
Well, what if I go out there and give him a new kind of music?
Go, Johnny, go! Johnny, be good.
But you gotta do it in an Irish accent.
You guys aren't ready for that, but
you gotta do it in Marty McFly's bad Irish accent.
God, he is. Yeah, I didn't know you could play the piano, Huddle, but I guess I never asked. I guess I've only met you today. I really don't know that much about you at all. I don't know why I believe you right now, but if you want to go out there and play the piano, be my guest.
It'd be my sincere pleasure. And if you see any of them coming at me from behind with a gun, I suppose just give a shout or something. And Huddle...
Oh, they won't kill the piano player. that'd get rid of their fun for the rest of the night.
Right. Could you try and get word to the dock outside to, I don't know, cause a stampede with those horses or do something to get all these men out of town?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Great. Well, let's hope God's with us tonight. And Huddle turns and heads out of the room towards the piano.
All right. As Huddle stepped out into the casino, heading towards the piano, he was greeted by the discomforting sight of Michael Bootlicker Holt sitting at the piano already. Michael Bootlicker Holt, despite his outward appearances, had the tunes of an angel at the piano. Gus, you saw a cocky Irishman heading up to your piano on the very night that you were to burn down the Double Dixie Casino.
So does he see me, like, from across the bar or something?
The casino was so busy, Huddle could hear the piano, but he couldn't see it. As he finally emerged from the crowd next to the piano, there was already a man sitting at it, one with a jagged scar down his right eye. The two met eyes.
Does this piano have a stool to sit on or a bench?
A bench.
Huddle, not breaking eye contact, sits down on the bench and with one hand starts playing the counter melody to whatever melody Bootlicker's playing. He just matches them, playing exactly the response.
Okay, alright, I can dig it. Yeah. We're getting a piano duel, boyos.
Punch him in the dick.
Just as soon as someone sat down and started trying to tink away on Michael Bootlicker Holt's piano, he reached over and tried to wallop him right in the pecker. Now, he missed, because Huddle was quick. One of the quickest.
And Huddle turns his shift to the side into a nice little arpeggio on the piano, and he says, "Didn't expect such a low blow from a man of your kind, Bootlicker."
The fuck you called me?
Oh, I think you heard just right.
You're not good enough to sit on this bench.
I beg to differ, and I take over the main melody.
All right. Let's see. Okay. So, Mr. Mike, you do have a loyal army of lackeys at your disposal, should you ever choose to use.
That's true. That's true.
Wait.
And you know that
Bootlicker is the leader of a gang?
he's the leader.
It's not Ed Hopalong the horse?
No, Ed Hopalong is his shmee.
Oh, so it's gay buddy.
He bootlicked his way all the way up to the lead.
Alright, continue.
I mean, you can call your lackeys if you like, but what kind of man has...
You don't know about his lackeys. You don't hear the voice of God until I tell you.
I know.
You do.
I would know
Pilgrim.
he's the leader from the fact that we've been hunting them for bounties all day, right?
And from his alpha male scent.
He might stink like an alpha. That might be the only thing that gives it away.
Call your boyos if you want, but you'll forever be the man who couldn't beat an Irishman on his own.
And we all know that Irishmen are
Well, that
worse
remains
shit.
to be seen, my friend. And, I say, do you want to finish it here on these ivory keys, or maybe step outside and have a fight with some irons?
The rest of us just call them the white keys. You fancy fuck. Now let's go.
Cool. So Huddle stands up and starts heading out to the road.
Punch him in the back of the head, Bootlicker, says one of his lackeys from the crowd. Cool. Bootlicker winds it back and swings, letting one fly at the back of the Irishman's head, just as hard as he can. Give me that roll you gave a minute ago. Holy God, that is a failure.
He got 2 advantages, though.
Bootlicker, drunk as a skunk, threw a punch at the back of Huddle's head and completely missed, striking a nearby woman in the face for 2 advantage worth of damage.
Was it Rosie? Because she'll clean him out.
Shit, yeah, it was Rosie. Catching Rosie in the nose, she immediately picked up the entire body of a nearby man and threw him into the crowd.
Into the crowd, not at him.
Him being part of the crowd took some of the brunt of the blow, but in a flash, the entire casino erupted into a great bar fight. The very thing that Helmut was hoping for on this eve.
God damn it.
You brute, you brute, you brute.
Come here.
Alright, that was one.
Huddle yells, catch me if you can, Bootlicker, and he dashes towards the nearest window to throw himself out of it.
He can't take the door.
Well, I'm guessing a window's probably closer, and it'll make a lot of noise and hopefully attract attention and get people out of the bar they're trying to set on fire.
As Huddle starts running towards the window, Sheriff Mossman comes in through the back door. He's got his gun and his badge above his head and starts telling everyone to get the hell out of the bar. Additionally...
Wait, did Sheriff Mossman pass me by when he was walking to the casino?
Yeah, poor Sam's been outside this whole time.
He came in the back. So you didn't see him. But from the front door, Sam does see the devil himself.
My horse?
No, what's his name?
Helmet?
Walter Helmet. Walter Helmet striding into the bar.
Hey there, Helmet. What are you doing here?
Well, it's my casino, isn't it? I think I've a right to look inside.
I figured that you'd be entertaining the guests you have up at your house.
Why, the guests can entertain themselves just fine. You know, it is a mansion after all. I've got plenty of servants to help them.
Well, that sounds like flawless logic to me.
Yes, my logic usually is. By the way, I didn't catch your name.
You've known me for years, Helmet. I'm the doctor around here. I'm Sam.
Oh. A simple doctor. Of course I've forgotten who you are. Someone of no importance. I'm off to head at my casino now.
I've treated your syphilis 3 times.
Best we forget about that. Anyway, here's a 50.
Well, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, Sam takes the 50.
I'll be seeing you, never, unless I get another bout of syphilis, Doctor.
I mean, I guess bye.
Cool. Then Walter Helmut stepped into the casino.
Sam walked over to Hal and was like, what do you think I should have done about that?
Oh, I think you handled it very well, Master.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Of course. Anyway, I don't think you've had any ether in quite some time. Don't you think it's time for more?
Yeah, you're right. Sam takes... Wait, do you want some of this too?
No, thank you. The more for you, the better.
That's why you're my best friend, buddy. And then Sam takes a hit of his rag.
Kind of a depressing story. Alright, so the casino has erupted into a large-scale brawl. Just as the owner has entered, Rosie has begun fighting people with no discretion. Huddle has leapt through a window, chased by Bootlicker Holt, and the sheriff has just entered through the back door, trying to usher everyone out of the casino. Would anyone like to take any action?
Did Huddle see the sheriff or Helmet go inside?
He saw Helmet go in just as he was leaping through the window.
Rosie's still in there.
Although I don't know that he would recognize him.
No, he's never seen him before. I guess he saw him
Never mind.
very briefly through
He
the window.
saw a fancy man enter the casino just as he was jumping through a window.
Yeah.
Like sane people do.
I think the action Huddle would like to take is run to where the bandits have their horses hitched, and with his knife start cutting the hitches.
Okay. Alright, so Huddle, with all the speed of a jackrabbit, headed over to where the bandits had their horses hitched and began to cut the horses' throats.
No.
Sawing into the horses' throats, they made screams
Nope,
that sounded
nope.
very similar to human screams.
That's not what Huddle did.
I'm sorry, did I misunderstand you? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to cut the reins that they've hitched up to the hitching posts. So,
Their ropes?
yeah.
Cutting into the sinewy, ropey muscles of their necks. No, I'm kidding. You start cutting the ropes. Huddle began to cut away at the ropes, holding the horses in place. Now,
Sam notices Huddle and says, "Hey, Hal had a great idea. He said, why don't we lock the front door and let the place burn down with Helmet in it?"
Because Rosie's still in there.
Sam looked over to Hal to see what we should do next. If that's a valid reason to not do the plan.
Oh my. I do believe it would be most uncouth to allow Rosie to perish in the fire.
Sam, come help me cut all these horses free. We'll stampede them and send the bandits chasing after their own rides.
Cut all the horses up? Sounds like a good idea.
No, not cut the horses up.
Sam reaches in his bag.
Sam, I actually must stop you this time. Do not kill the horses, please. They're important to me.
Cut.
You know I would never. I'm just messing with this guy.
Oh, you're such a joker, Master Sam.
I don't think. Oh, Sam pulled out a scalpel from his bag and walks over to the horses and starts cutting some of the rope.
cool.
The perfect
the
tool.
Two of them, the two of them bent to the task, made quick work of those ropes. Of course, these were domestic beasts, and whipping them into a frenzy would take some doing.
But
they had an idea. Oh,
Sam,
they had
there was
an
a piece
idea.
of dynamite on the ground behind the horses.
But before he can light it, Huddle just shoots his pistols next to their ears to get them to stampede.
Oh no, Sam didn't have the foresight to light it first. He just throws it on the
Okay.
ground.
All right, that's all. That all jives. Cool. So, as all of the horses begin to stampede at the sound of the pistol, all of the bandits through the now shattered windows because of the bar fight catch sight of this. The brawl inside can be heard from outside. You can even hear some of sounds like a chorus of people. Throw out your hands, stick out your tush, hands on the hips, give it a push. I'm working for Mel Brooks. The wet flapping of fists on skin as they strike each other. One man flies through an open window. A perfect Wilhelm scream. The blaze inside. I'm sorry. They begin to notice a blaze inside. The piano was the first thing to catch.
God.
Maybe some kind of vindictive vengeance. Then the liquor at the bar next. The bandits outside begin to chase their horses, and the Huddle and Sam, distracted by the cutting of the reins, fail to notice the man sneak up on them, but they hear, almost as it's too late, the of a one-legged man hopping towards them, and the small click of a hammer being drawn back.
Sam puts his hands in the sky.
They turn around to see Ed Hopalong Foreman pointing a rifle bigger than he should have been able to smuggle into the casino at them. And he says, oh shit, I need a character voice.
He's a horse. He's Wilbur.
The old the old fake leg. Wait, the old gun as a fake leg trick.
Wilbur.
That's right, boys.
Hey, Raggy.
No, I need a better character voice. Damn it.
Do Eddie Murphy.
No. He's an older man with a beard.
Oh, do that one guy.
I got him. Well, boys, looks like you freed your last horses.
Before you could draw on him, you hear a gunshot.
Before you can draw on him, you hear a gunshot echo through the night.
And everyone looks down at their chest dramatically. No bullet holes.
Everyone looks down at their own chest dramatically, but only Hopalong Foreman looks down to his chagrin as a gout of blood bursts from his chest. Standing there in the smoke.
I didn't do that.
Looks like you could use some help, boys.
Yeah, I think the casino's a lost cause.
Sheriff Mossman is in on it, by the way.
Well, damn it all.
I didn't see that coming. That guy was a real straight shooter.
BT Dubs.
I didn't either, guys.
Also, he was a really honest person.
I really didn't either.
Well, damn. I suppose we might not be able to save the casino, but... And then Huddle looks up at the mansion on the hill.
We could kill Helmet.
Well, we can't... I'm not sure we could go about killing a man in cold blood, but we can sure as shit burn his house down.
Wait. Wait.
You know what?
Bandit.
Annabelle's
Michael
all
Holt
for
sticks
it.
his head out the window and is like, that's cold as fuck.
Sam, you still have some ether left over, right?
He also happens to have some dynamite.
Of course I do. Why would I not have ether?
Well, we know
Why wait
Helmet's-
for the burn when you could just blow it up?
We know Helmet's here at the casino. We just gotta go up to his mansion, set a fire, and tell everyone who's in there to beat tracks. Then he might have got his insurance money, but he won't have a house to spend it all for.
Why don't we just kill him in the casino and then let the fire take care of his corpse?
Looking back inside the casino, the three of them could see almost everyone had evacuated at this point, except for Mossman, Rosie, and Michael Bootlicker Holt.
What are they doing in there?
Bootlicker Holt, in a frenzy, was setting fire to as much stuff as he could. He was creating Molotov cocktails out of the liquor. The one time in an RPG that I'd actually be like, yeah, that makes sense. Molotov cocktails. But my players didn't think of it. Instead, the GM did. But whatever.
Well, no.
Maybe you guys were going to do that.
We're not
to
trying
Helmet's
to burn it.
Mansion.
There you go.
Yeah.
I do that.
Bootlicker Holt setting so many Molotov cocktails on fire, throwing them about. Rosie and Mossman were both trying to stop the man.
Can I shoot one of the Molotovs that he's making so that it explodes on his face?
I'll let you roll for it. It's going to be tough, though. I'm not even going to roll spin a thing, but I'd say at least 4 purple.
Oh my god, that's a lot. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here goes nothing. It's not gonna work, but here goes nothing.
No, that's your whole pool?
Yeah. Hey, what's flipping the light side give me?
Turns that green to a yellow.
Oh, that sucks. I'll do it.
I mean, yeah.
Nope. No. She's the one that's been leading our party, so she's the alpha.
It could still happen, though. It really
Wait,
could.
you only have one green die?
And a yellow.
Where's the yellow?
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, okay.
It's
It maybe
rolling
didn't
in
load for you, but it's there.
Don't count this green die because I am flipping that thing. I just accidentally hit R instead of F.
I gotcha.
Well, you know what?
No, you got it! Oh my
You didn't even
god.
use the yellow die either.
Oh my god, you got it. With disadvantage.
With lots of disadvantage. All 3.
Okay. Annabelle, channeling her fury, closed one eye and squinted and pulled off a shot on the Molotov cocktail in Michael Bootlicker Holt's hand. It erupted into flames, catching him, Rosie, and Jebediah in its blast.
Rosie was that close?
The 3 of them went up. Yeah, they're all trying to, like, wrestle it out of his hands.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Oh.
Let's see, Into Guster. The 3 of... I mean, you're not, like, dead or anything. You're just on fire.
Oh shit, we gotta help her.
Yeah, Huddle would dash in to try to save Rosie.
Okay.
He grabs a saddle blanket from one of the horses and runs in to cover her in the blanket and try to smother the flames.
Okay, that makes sense.
Following his lead, she's gonna do the same thing for Sheriff Mossman, even though he betrayed her.
Okay, cool.
Following their lead, I burn more things.
Okay.
He just runs around while on
your
fire.
body now. Now that you're
Yeah, I
made
just
of-
run
of
around
fire.
and catch everything on fire.
Perfect. Okay. And then, Tran?
Sam's good out here.
Okay. Alright.
So, Sam, thinking that this is the best course of action to stop this maniac, picks up the stick of dynamite that he threw on the ground.
Oh god.
And tries to throw it at Bootlicker.
Okay. Sure. I guess give me a roll. You failed.
I failed, and I have a disadvantage.
It bounces off of the window and doesn't make it into the building. Bouncing behind you, your saddle that you set on the ground with all your ether in it explodes.
I didn't let the dynamite. I never let the stick on fire.
He was counting on it to.
Oh,
I was
gotcha.
counting on the fire to blow it up.
Damn, that is pretty slick. Okay. Shit. Alright, well, I guess nothing really bad happens then. One strain, I guess. I don't know. Some smoke gets in your lungs.
There you go.
You did say you didn't light it.
So the dynamite didn't kill everyone?
No.
Not yet.
Didn't kill anyone.
Not yet.
But the following
It will.
things
I promise you this. It will.
do happen. So, Bootlicker's setting shit on fire.
We put Jeb and Lady off fire.
Okay, yeah, so you put those 2 out. They're like covered in smoke, but they're able to stand up. As they stand up, the building is coming down around you guys. You guys are the only ones left in there, and another shot rings out. It catches Mossman in the chest. He goes down hard. You guys you look over. Bootlicker, his entire lower half of his face has been burned off. The fire has gone out, but he's literally just a skeletal jaw remaining.
Can I see who pulled the trigger on Mossman? Or was it Bootlicker?
And he's holding a 6-shooter.
Yeah, I'll
okay.
just draw on him then.
I mean, because, like, he was on their side. Just because I put him out doesn't mean he's not on their side anymore.
He's a crazed maniac. He's a bounty man.
What is his, is he, like, within close range? Because we're within
he's
this
close
bar?
range.
Alright, cool. I'll shoot at him with my pistol.
Shoot at him with your pistol.
I'll, aim.
He cast Dimension Door, sorry.
I'll aim for a boost, and then I will roll.
Alright.
Are you kidding? Okay, good.
You still missed.
Yeah, I missed, but with, no, with nothing.
Nothing. You missed. That's it.
Yeah, I just shoot and miss.
Shooting at the man whose body has gone out, but whose clothing is wreathed in fire, whose very jaw is a skeletal visage, the face of death itself looking at you.
Who seemed like he walked through another dimension and then came back as the gunfire went off.
Who seems to have come back as the spirit of vengeance.
No, you're vengeful spirit.
Yeah, looking to all the world like a spirit of vengeance, the bullet whizzes past him. As he speaks, he's inhaled so much smoke that just billows out of his mouth like a chimney as he says the following. Okay. I'll take it.
Good words.
Sam pokes his head through the door and says, "It looks like you won't be licking any more boots anytime soon." And then he pulls his head back out of the door.
I try to move Sheriff Mossman. Is he dead, like automatically, or not automatically, but like already dead, or does he have life?
He's not. Well, it's difficult for you to tell. It doesn't seem like he is.
All right. Well, I whistle for Canyon Arrow because I know I can't move him alone.
Okay. Canyon Arrow. Oh man, would Canyon Arrow walk through fire for you?
What are you talking about? It's Canyon Arrow.
I feel like Canyon Arrow is unaffected by fire and probably bigger than this casino.
This horse was trained as a war horse. It just somehow ended up in a western.
Sam goes in to assist because he heard the whistle of Annabelle.
Okay. Bursting through the doors, Sam had both pistols drawn, and he leveled them both at the bootlicker. He never was much of a sharpshooter, but maybe with his friend's life on the line, he could pull something out.
Let's see if we could have the top of your head match the bottom of your head. And I aim for the top of his head. Sam aims for
Shoot him in the dick.
I aim for both heads at the same time.
Oh, you got two guns. All right, give me a roll, man. Sam, leveling the two guns onto the fiend, pulled both triggers. They both ripped through the man, laying him low. The man's appearance suggested he had already been through hell, but now this man would know the true pains.
Nobody goes through hell. Hell goes through you.
And with that, his horse stampeded through the man, goring him, ripping him asunder, obliterating him, tossing him into a blender. This thing is about to fucking fall down. I need you guys to make a check if you're gonna get out of here alive.
Is Canyon Arrow there helping me get Mossman up?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be.
Yes, she's there.
You said hell's there too?
Hell isn't really there.
What do you want?
Coordination to dodge the falling debris.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sweet. How hard is it?
Coordination.
How about 2?
Alrighty.
Can I do ride to get Mossman and Canyon Arrow out?
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's my difficulty?
2.
2.
I make it. Wait, nope, I don't make it. Alright.
That's
I have one
alright.
I
advantage,
super
though.
make
It's
it.
alright. Okay.
Like super make it.
2 successes and an advantage.
You
Can I give...
I'll say
You
that
supermarket?
since you guys are all traveling as a party, and that your souls, your hearts, your fates are linked as one, y'all's 2 extra successes are helping Sam out, especially since he was only standing in the doorway.
I got 4 extra successes.
Holy shit, dog. So everyone makes it outside, just as a burning rafter falls to the ground, bringing down the entire double Dixie around it. Everyone rolls out. Rosie coughs some smoke out of her lungs. It's charred, but otherwise all right. Mossman, as soon as Canyon Arrow bounds from the wreckage, Mossman's body slumps from the horse and slides across the ground on his back.
Sam,
he still
Sheriff
has-
Mossman needs some attention. Mr.
I'll
Healer.
get right on it. And I pulled out Sam pulled out some salves and some wraps and starts tending to the wound.
All right, going over to the sheriff, the first thing that Sam noticed is that he was not bleeding.
I opened his shirt up.
In his shirt pocket, he had a small book, a leather bound piece. He slowly, with weak hands, reached in and handed it to Sam.
Sam opened it up.
There was a bullet in it, so the entire thing was ruined. He said to Sam, "That's the book of the finances of the Dixie. It's not real." Reaching into his left pocket, he pulled out an identical-looking book. It seems Helmet has been keeping 2 books this whole time. His treachery knows no bounds. He's been using the casino to clean the dirty money he brings in.
Wait.
Go on.
Was the IRS really big at during this time?
I don't know, man. Just let me have this, okay? I'm not a great storyteller. It's
okay. It's okay. I was just curious.
I don't know. Probably not. But I'm sure they kept stuff on books, like where they got their money from. You can see this other book. This is the one with the real numbers.
Founded in 1862.
The IRS?
Yeah.
Fuck, yes!
Got it.
Anyway, let him get some more clunky exposition out.
Go for it.
Annabelle, I'm sorry I locked you up. I knew I had to root around in the back of the casino to get these books. I couldn't risk you being there when I knew the whole thing would go up in smoke. I never was on his payroll. I've been undercover in a sting operation for several months.
Well, clearly you needed me there to set you on fire, then save you.
Yes. Thank you, Annabelle. But now there's one more thing I must ask of you.
Kill Walter Helmet?
No. Don't let him get away through those tunnels. And as he says this, the 3 of them turn their heads. You can see the silhouette of Helmet on his horse riding up the switchbacks more than 3/4 of the way up his hill. He had quite a head start, but
don't worry.
The 3 of them had been through those tunnels recently.
That's like a step for Canyon Arrow. Saddle up.
Alright, so the 3 heroes mounting their horses and leaving Rosie to care for the injured sheriff tore off up the hill after Walter Helmet. The switchbacks. Coming down them was easy, but going up, clearly he had been up these switchbacks several times before, knew where to pick his way through. For the 3 of them, they needed a check.
We could always go through the other tunnel and cut them off at the pass.
Yeah, give me a ride check. Well, remember, it took like 3 hours to get around the east face.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
How
Sounds good.
difficult?
2.
We all succeeded.
I succeeded.
Alright, cool.
I think Tran's the only one who got a disadvantage.
Strain. I don't care. Whatever.
Oh, no, Matt
I don't
got
have
one.
a thing for it right now. You both got a strain. Alright, pushing their horses in the dark night, they rode their way up the trails. Quickly able to spot the paths that Helmet had taken on his horse. Picking their way up the trail without much effort, they reached his mansion and could see the gate was still open from where they had destroyed it. Rounding the corner, they could see to their surprise that the lanterns in the canyon were all lit. Very dim, but they were lit. They pressed on, emboldened by this light in the canyon. Riding down the canyon for what felt like a very short time, their adrenaline pumping, they finally made it to the mining camp itself and the entrance to the tunnels. There was a horse standing at attendance at the front of the tunnel.
jump off my horse, jump off Princess, and dash in and to that tunnel.
And
everyone
Annabelle
else follow
followed with
suit?
her.
And Hal followed with.
Following suit, the party dashed into the tunnel. The lanterns inside of here, that they were certain had been out of juice, were lit as well. Very dim, but there was a light glowing from them. Running down the tunnel, they reached the first opening that had a fork. They knew to the right was the exit towards the eastern face and the getaway that Walter Helmet had no doubt planned for himself. But to the left, they could hear noise, something like a scraping. This was the way that led to the flooded...
The pool?
well.
The underground pool. I head that direction.
Yeah. We have no evidence that he went the other way, right?
That's, well, yeah. You've run in and all you know is that you can hear noise coming from one tunnel and not the other.
Alright, sweet. Yeah, we head that way.
Okay. The party, reaching the opening, ran towards where they could hear the noise, and before long, they could hear it. In writing, people describe a blood-curdling scream. It's rare that someone in their waking life actually hears one. Everyone in this party heard one that day. The three of them ran down the tunnel and could hear a blood-curdling scream, followed by a dull splash. Ka-chunk. Whatever had fallen into the water was big. Scrambling to stop their momentum as they came to the precipice of the basin, they saw a figure standing before it. Looking back at them, they recognized the figure to be none other than Ernesto Jorge Lopez. Standing down and looking over the underground pool, he looked back at them, his eyes glowing, and then faded into nothingness.
Sam looked inside the pool to see what was in there.
Looking down into the pool, Sam had to squint to see it, but he could see what looked like the skeletal remains of a body tangling up with the living remains of a man and getting sucked down into an undertow, into the deep, dark, cold darkness below.
Well, we all look down, and we all just start throwing heavy rocks in.
Looks like he's caught in the undertow. Just caught in the undertow.
Is this bringing back memories for you?
I've just become so numb. I can't even feel you there, Sam.
Shut up.
Just stop.
Sam goes up behind Huddle and does one of those fake things where he grabs his shoulders and pretends to push him, but holds on to him.
I feel a little useless. We had a ghost do our job for us.
That's not true. You started the bar fight that burned down the casino.
Yeah, we did their job for them.
Yeah, I think we're the opposite of useless. I
set some townsfolk on fire.
I think we actually caused a lot of issues that were probably
You shot some people.
not solved.
Like, things would have gone much better if we weren't here.
Yeah, I feel like things would have went smoothly.
But yeah, all right, there you guys go. Walter Helmet was sucked into the undertow and into the very undertow that he helped create.
And Annabelle throws in the picture of the mining group after him.
Okay. As it lands on the water, she notices the face next to Helmet disappears. Right before it gets sucked into the undertow.
Huddle,
It's best we get back to town.
Yeah, Huddle, make sure to take the locket to Miss Lopez.
All right.
Yeah.
The three of them head back into town and get a good night's rest. they find Miss Lopez, she's been staying in the spare room at Ignatius Morel's restaurant. When she comes down that morning, already her shoulders are less slumped. Something about her entire appearance suggests that she had maybe the best night of sleep she's had in 10 years.
Your dad got real lucky last night, I think.
Oh, come on, guys.
No, he has erectile dysfunction.
As Maria came down the steps, the three heroes were sitting at the table, and Huddle had something in his hands for her.
Senora, I believe this is yours.
See?
It belonged to your son.
What is that?
He would have wanted you to have it.
Show me.
Then, Huddle handed her a small silver locket. It popped open as he handed it to her, and inside of it, she could see the picture of her son, opposite a picture of a heart. I don't remember what I put in the locket. I'll fix this.
Wait, he wears a picture? He wears a locket
His
of
mom
himself?
got him a locket. Yeah, okay, it's his mom and him in a locket. Yeah. And then they gave me a hard time about it last time, too, and I said, you've never had a Mexican mother. They love you. Too much.
They love you enough to get you a picture of yourself in your own locket?
Yeah, they might.
We found
did you find?
up in the tunnels that connected to the silver mine. Turns out your son had been wrongfully killed by the owner of the mine, but he's been dealt with.
Thank you very much.
I'm just glad that you've been allowed a bit of peace now.
Now, here's the thing. Maria doesn't have any money to pay them with. She already... we established in the first episode... Well, we established in the first episode that she didn't have enough pesos to pay for 2 eggs. And she was trying to buy... Not bounty hunters, but, trackers to find her son with that. So she really doesn't have a lot.
I can pay you in high fives.
Tell me more about this high five. I've never heard of such a thing.
It is when you hold your hand aloft and you strike it into the other person's
Clearly
hand.
you aren't from the south.
Sure, I'll give it a go.
It's a very common
It's high five.
I give each of the heroes a high five.
And with that, Maria stepped out of the bar and did not walk into the sunset because she was walking south back to Mexico. And so it's not as dramatic. For this one morning, the sun rose in the south. And that's where she walked into.
Huddle looking, watching the Senora Lopez heading south, turned to gaze at the now empty Helmet Mansion and said quietly to himself, I bet the deed for that mansion's in there somewhere. If I can find it, I can move the whole family out here.
Well,
He's just gonna squat.
that would be very expensive, Huddle. And at that moment, Sheriff Mossman slowly sidled up. He had a crutch on his right arm and a little baby on his left.
Was that the Baby King?
It was easy for Huddle to recognize that little baby from the picture. The Baby King from the bounties.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Sheriff Mossman sidling up with a crutch under his arm and 4 pieces of paper in his left hand and a baby tucked underneath his left arm. You know, it would be very expensive for you to move into there. You might have to make bounty hunter money for that. Good thing last night you tracked down... He started slapping down the bounties on the porch in front of the restaurant. Ed Hopalong Foreman, Wild, Weston Williams, Michael Bootlicker Holt, and my little baby king here as well.
What about Matt Hugh Gordon?
Matt Hugh Gordon still eludes us.
Matt.
Some say maybe he's a ghost too.
Who knows?
I think I can hear him talking from here.
It does kind of sound like it. Anyway, seems the great state of Nevada owes you about 2,000 simoleons, which I happen to have right here.
Well, all right then.
Is it in a?
That'll do.
Is it in a canvas bag and has a money sign on it?
In this canvas bag, I put it in golden dollars. Maybe this can help you start your new life.
The canvas bag cost 50 cents, so that's not, he took it out of that money.
$1,999.50. He dropped the bag. The resounding thud made it clear to Helmet that maybe, just maybe, he had found a new home. Shit, I said Helmet.
You did a little bit there.
Fuck this game.
It's alright, it's over. This is the end of it.
And with that, we have reached the conclusion of our first arc, Campfire Tales. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've had a real blast recording these for all of you. I'd like to take this time to give a special thanks to Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. He makes a ton of royalty-free music, which really gives the podcast a lot of its personality. If you like any of the tracks, I include track titles in each WordPress post over at goofsandgoblins.wordpress.com. Going forward, we're going to be playing the most classic role-playing game there is, Dungeons & Dragons, using the most recent rule set, which is the 5th edition. Matt Gordon is going to be our Goof Master, and his game is inspired by all of the magic and cruelty in those old fairy tales. You know we've got goofs for days, but this might be our first chance to actually include a goblin or two, something that we've been falsely advertising up to this point. So stick with us, listeners, as in 2 weeks we embark on a journey through the Grim Realm. See you then!